Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at a figure of the man who knocked out Adolf Hitler over 200 times. The Hot Toys Captain America Star Spangled Man version. This is a summer 2013 Toy Fairs exclusive, which I ordered on Sideshow Collectibles. Now, unlike the 2012 Toy Fairs exclusive, which had its own packaging for the rescue version, this packaging is more in line with the previous Hot Toys Captain America the First Avengers packagings. As you can see, the sides are all very similar. The backs are all very similar in design, as well as these sides and the tops. He comes with extra wrist pegs and 5 extra hands, the USO tour script and tape, a leather shoulder belt, a bullet belt, gun holster, and his shield. The top of the packaging comes with a pistol and a Tommy gun. I am very happy with how this figure's costume turned out. It may seem simple, but there's a lot of screen accurate details that I think this thing really gets right. First one is the belt. I know it's simple, but it's exactly the same kind of buckle that's used in the movie. I also like the fact that this figure has actual tights. And then the zipper in the back. This is a detail I thought they might overlook, but yeah, in the movie it zips up in the back, and I like that they stuck with that for this figure. Lastly, the boots turned out pretty good. I know it's simple and they're just, you know, sculpted leather, but I like the shading that's used within the wrinkles of the leather boots and the leather gloves. I think they did a really good job. I like how this head turned out. I like that the cowl is a separate piece from the rest of the costume, just like in the movie, and I think they did a pretty good job on the Chris Evans likeness. Now, the edge goes to the Avengers figure and the Rescue version figure for the best Chris Evans likeness, but this is a step up from the first Captain America, the First Avengers figure, which barely looked like Chris Evans. I think they did a great job capturing like the likeness in his mouth and nose area, and I think the stubble around the chin and jawline turned out pretty good. I also like that the mask itself is pretty screen accurate. The eye sockets are wide enough to show the eyebrows, just like in the movie. I think the glassiness of the eyeballs is great. These are all things that Hot Toys is usually pretty good at. But I like that they were able to include the wings as like a loose kind of separate piece. And even though that this headpiece is sculpted, it's sculpted to look like fabric, and I think the little ripples and the shading right along here and along the back, it's a pretty seamless blend with the rest of the costume. I was afraid it would be a pretty harsh difference, but I think between the two, it looks pretty good. The figure already starts with fists, but he comes with a pair of relaxed palm hands, a pair of gun hands. You got the right hand for pulling the trigger and the left hand for holding the end of the Tommy gun, and you've got this grip hand here for holding on to the shield. Now, he also comes with this pistol, which has a little magazine clip that pulls out with a bullet on it. He also comes with the script to the USO tour, which we will be attaching to the shield in just a moment. But he also comes with this bullet belt and this thin little leather strap shoulder belt. And here's a look at his waist belt, including the leather holster for his gun. Now here's a look at the Tommy gun. What's really cool about this, aside from the fact that this little piece slides back, is that pops off and you can see there's a little bullet in there too. And lastly, we've got the shield itself. One little tiny nitpick about this is that in the movie the back surface of this is a little more reflective. It's not like a total mirror, but it is very reflective of what's behind it. Oh well. Now the tape strips provided are pretty long, so you're going to have to cut them or rip them. One thing that has me curious is that one of these 3 pages is not screen accurate. If you freeze frame the film and look at the back of his shield, this page is totally correct. This page is screen accurate and correct. This page is not. In the movie it says Series E Defense Bond. Each one you buy is the bullet in the barrel of your best guy's gun. Why that page was not included and this other one was included is kind of a mystery to me. What's cool is you can leave him looking like this, how he appears when he's selling war bonds, or you can add some more little pieces to make him look like how he does in the black and white Captain America movie. One thing I noticed that kind of bums me out is while the stitching on his right shoulder is perfectly fine, the stitching on my left shoulder is pretty crap. For a height comparison, here he is with all the other Captain America figures. And here he is with all the other Hot Toys figures from the Captain America the First Avengers line. There's a poster used in the movie. This poster, in fact, where Captain America is pointing like he's Uncle Sam. Now, Hot Toys is using their right-hand trigger finger in a picture that they're using on the side of the box. They're using it for marketing, and I think it's kind of tacky. Maybe I'm just being nitpicky, but if you wanted to have like a pointing finger, then they should have sculpted a pointing finger. Don't take a right-hand trigger finger with like an open thumb and all that and pretend like it's a pointing finger. That grievance aside, I think old Johnny Storm here turned out pretty good. I'm a little disappointed that the script on the shield isn't totally accurate. I'm really bummed that the stitching on my shoulder is kind of messed up, but for the most part it turned out good. I'm a little bummed that the shoulders don't totally raise up and that his head only has a pivot at the base of the neck and not the top of the neck by the head, so you do only limit how much he can move around. But the quality of the tights that they use for actual tight material is pretty cool. I think the sculpt is great. I like the detail on the belt. So, despite a few complaints, I like it, I recommend it, and thanks for watching.